Because of work I've been coming to Poland, specifically Krakow and Warsaw, for almost 3 years now and have learned a lot about these people, not just Polish women but also the many Ukrainians that have moved there since the war began. I've made commentary before and won't go back on most of it but have learned much since then too. The great thing about Central and Eastern European women is that they can be more open to Asian men than Western women. We stir their curiosity and interest, but there is still discrimination over there. Despite the economic situation, they still regard people in the West as wealthier than them, and that can work in your favor. However, you'll encounter a lot that are mostly focused on that. They can be very keen if you give off the appearance of it. I wore a suit once and didn't change that night, and was surprised to see the effect it gave out. It was even a cheap suit, although most people there can't tell, but I still got plenty of attention from women. Some were even keen to talk to me and take my number. It gives off the appearance of wealth, status and influence and gets their attention. I've even had a few women return to the same place a few nights later, obviously hoping they'd see me again there. None of this should surprise you, but in the West, it's certainly less pronounced. It almost shocks me how naive these women can actually be. They still believe places like the United States is this great land of wealth and opportunity. Some will literally befriend an American for that reason alone. I met a Ukrainian who was keen on me for a while. She seemed nice enough, but when I returned to Poland the next month, she had already chosen an American as her boyfriend, and rejected further attempts from me. What was interesting is how manipulative she was. She played me briefly and I liked her, but quickly moved to him. Not really living in Poland didn't help either. And, when I saw her with him one night, I could clearly tell she was playing him too with the same tactics, friendly and cheerful, a lot of affection through physical contact as well. He had his own business and US citizenship, and she clearly chose him for that. Ukrainian women are generally very manipulative, quite clever in this way too. It wasn't the first time it happened either. They play men very well, especially their feelings. Some just do it for fun while others can be cruel. These ones are in the minority though. And, although I've seen this in the West too, the level of skill Ukrainian women exhibit is far superior to others. Just like how they use makeup and their choice of clothes, they're very good at hiding defects, making themselves look thinner and prettier. You often don't notice at first. I wouldn't say Polish women are at that level compared to Ukrainians. A Polish girl is pretty stupid compared to them, far more gullible, and even when they aren't cooperative, they're still easier to deal with than Ukrainians who will just turn cold when she's not interested. Ukrainian women can still be friendly and respectful, but have this cautious side to them. They know a man's nature very well and are very good at reading people. They'll see past lies very quickly and your true intentions, even set traps to see how you react. However, once you've proved yourself to her, they can be friendly enough. They're still interested in men, but most will take time to filter you out first to make sure you're not someone who's trying to take advantage. Actually, she easily plays it to her advantage instead. The Polish girl can be fooled more easily. She is less calculating and easier to read, but tends to be more unstable. They can lose their temper and will lash out with rage on at times. Many just have this passive-aggressive side to them, often grumpy and even churlish, although I have met some that can be quite easygoing and affectionate. These are the better ones in the long term, of course. When she plays games, it's so much easier to see through it than in Ukrainian. Both Ukrainians and Poles are incredibly naive about the world. For most it seems to be the society they were brought up in. They don't really know much else. The ones that have lived abroad are more open and even enlightened, and I generally find them easier to talk to. Yet, it surprises me how little most actually understand. Age plays a part too. Students and teenagers can still be interested in you, but many seem lost in a dream about their futures and having a career. Yet once they graduate and start working for a living, it's not that they're lazy or lack ambition, they just find out how tough life is in their country, as jobs don't pay well and most are very tedious without much prospects. They saw me in that suit and felt I could offer them something else. It won't work on all of them. Some just didn't feel I was their type, of course. Still, it was just appearances and they really didn't know much about me. I've met people from the West living in Poland as well, and they often say it's easier to approach women in Poland than back home. As much as I agree, I wouldn't say it's easy, but certainly easier. You still have to be careful. Their attitudes can be difficult though. You can play the game back at them, but I wouldn't advise it in the long run. If you just want a relationship with a good girl, it is possible, which is what I focus on, and my advice is not to play games even if she does it to you. It's a way to filter out the good ones from the bad ones anyway. They usually give the clues away in due time too. If she likes you, you can develop something with her. It can be done, but you need to be careful and clear-headed. Relationships here can still be challenging. Many Ukrainian women tend to settle down eventually. They're mostly looking for marriage and children ultimately, and will expect the man to provide, but she will really be the one who controls through her manipulation, and there will be expectations from her whether discussed or not. Poles can be the same as Ukrainians, but most lean towards their own independence. It's far from a country of traditional or conservative values as some people say, especially the younger generation who are clearly more liberal. The young women often believe they'll grow up to have these successful careers and interesting lives, but reality comes crashing down soon enough, and yet they still hold on to that dream. They can even see you as someone who can provide it. And this isn't always a good thing. Disappointing a Polish girl will usually trigger that short fuse of hers, while a Ukrainian will use her charms to get what she wants from you. A Pole, once the relationship has developed over time, and she starts to let her true nature out, will usually resort to nagging, shouting and name-calling. The country has a divorce rate of about 50%, however, this is between Poles who marry each other. When a Polish woman marries a foreigner, it's actually a lot higher. I have met quite a few expats that have married Polish women, and their stories usually agree with what's been mentioned here. The Polish girl is far from the submissive, loving and gentle creature she may appear to be at first. Actually, many are pretty lousy at hiding it, and you can notice it if you're perceptive enough. The Ukrainian woman is the same, although she isn't as crude and loud. She's far more subtle but more ruthless and clever. She can exploit men very well. While a Polish girl generally won't be so extractive, or at least graceful at it, her mind can lean towards this sense of independence and self-determination. Many are openly feminist, but she will still be looking men with money and status. She might like to be as clever and cold-hearted as a Ukrainian, but they're generally too chaotic and reckless to do it well. It's the stress that would get to you more, and her pride will often get in the way of herself even. A Ukrainian woman is a stone-cold player in the game compared to a Pole. I may sound silly, I am ending this video by putting some humor in, but sadly there is some truth to this.